my fellow readers, today I'm back with another If You Like Then Try, Here's Why video, where I will be taking manga and giving you a book recommendation that matches themes or genre, all sorts of things, just reasons why if you like this manga, maybe you should try this book. No pressure. Or if you have happened to read the book, maybe you'd like to try the manga. Either way you take it, it's fine by me, but this is just how I see things. So let's get started. I think I have 5 possibilities today. I will also be doing another video in the future, possibly near future, with more recommendations. I'm going to start with a shoujo manga series that also I would recommend this series because I don't see a lot of people talk about this, but I thought it was really sweet, and it is Otomen. And Otomen follows our lovely guy here, Asuka Masamune, and he loves girly things. He loves sewing, he loves lace, he likes stuffed animals, he likes girly things. So even though he's a tall guy who's perceived to be a manly man, he actually likes things that are more feminine. He ends up falling for a girl, Rio, and Rio is a bit more masculine. Rio is more athletic. She likes activity and doing things, and she's not into all the perceived girly things. And I would think if you like the questioning of gender conformity and gender norms, then you should try The Handsome Girl and Her Beautiful Boy by B.T. Godfrey. This does very similar things where it's how you perceive people. It's a whole question of perception and gender normality and whether that's the way we should be viewing the world. You know, is it that we, am I positing it or am I saying it? You know, we have a little bit of the masculine and feminine in us, and some people swing more to the perceived masculine, and some of us swing more to the perceived feminine. And also just questions of that historically. But yeah, both of these will question gender norms. Both of these address relationships. This one a bit more so with the relationships and the questioning of the masculine and feminine versus your sexual identity. Highly recommend this book, but also I would highly recommend this manga. This is done in a lot more lighthearted, humorous way, but I think the questions that it does raise are important. And how do we judge or perceive people based on gender norms? So, yeah. The next one would be Midnight Secretary by Tomo Omi. This is a josei series, so there are mature content and themes in the josei series. And I would say if you recommend this one, which is about a secretary whose boss happens to be a vampire, then you may want to try A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I think just that whole vampire-ness is seen in both of these. The adult mature content, that sounds weird, but I just mean like it's more for adults than like a shoujo series. More so than smut. I'm not talking necessarily about smut, although there's some of that in this one. But just the whole idea of that, bringing in fantasy elements with vampires, and in this case like witches and other creatures. Yeah, these actually pair well. So if you like the fantasy elements with vampires, if you're just looking for some good vampire stories, you can go with either one of these. A Discovery of Witches is a bit scholarly work. Like it does take place on a college campus. The main character of this is actually descended from a witch, but she does form an attachment or an interest, I don't know, to a vampire who was also at the college. I can't remember if he's studying. It's been a while since I read this one, but definitely if you like those themes of like vampires and witches, this one. And again, you're looking for that here. Tomo Omi has some really pretty art, actually. I think you can't tell as much with this one. But the next series I'm going to talk about, you can see it a little bit more. The next series I'm going to talk about that is also by Tomo Omi is Spell of Desire, and this is about a witch. And I think if you like the mature content with a witch as your hero, then you might enjoy Anne Rice's The Witching Hour. Both of these have mature content that includes some muddiness, actually, in this case. But intriguing, dark fantasy story elements. You got the witches. You've got other stuff kind of going on there as well. I don't want to give spoilers away for either series, but I do think that these dark fantasies would pair well, and with this one as well. So if you want to try Tomo Omi, highly recommend. And if you like the works of Anne Rice or Deborah Harkness, you might enjoy these manga series, and vice versa. If you end up liking the manga series, you might want to try these authors. These are both chunky books, but you'll enjoy your time with them, so it won't feel that bad. Trust me, they're good. You'll like it. So next is going to be the manga series Love Com, and I know what you're thinking. What could possibly pair well with Lovely Complex? Actually, are you thinking that? Because there's a lot that could pair well with it. But for me, I thought that the quirky characters, the getting to know one another, the seeing people in a new light paired very well with Becky Albertalli's Kate in Waiting. You could also probably pair it well with other Becky Albertalli work, because there's the realistic, authentic characters combined with humor in a very nice and charming way. And it just hit me. I was thinking about this and I'm like, they had similar vibes. Like, the story's obviously very different. Lovely Complex, or Love Com, is about two people that are often forced to pair together in class because the female lead is very tall and the male lead is very short, and so they are teased about being a comedy duo or matching like comedy duos, and are forced to work together, and they don't want to be with each other, and they're both looking for love, not with the other one, because gasp, you can't have this short boy with this really tall girl. So it brings in issues with that, but I don't know, it's very charming, and of course as the two do get paired and talk to one another, I think they make a deal, if I remember correctly, to help each other get with the people that they have a crush on. But of course, as they're doing that, they get to see each other in a new light. And that did remind me of Kate in Waiting, as Kate gets to know the friend that they've sort of grown distant, and she's been perceiving him as just like this jock. And I just like that. I like the charm of it. And again, these are both pretty authentic characters in the works. So if you like that whole shoujo comedy feel, authentic characters, you can't go wrong with these. And lastly, in honor of the spooky season, I am going to say that if you like the works of Junji Ito, in this case I'm showing Shiver, but you can pick up any of Junji Ito's work. If you like that spooky, macabre, disturbing factor of Junji Ito, then you can try one of his influences, H.P. Lovecraft. So right now I'm holding At the Mountains of Madness, but there are a lot of like short story works that you can pick up by H.P. Lovecraft and get to know some of the influence of Junji Ito. But if you're not so into reading someone that is as controversial as H.P. Lovecraft is, because he wasn't the best of people, in some ways you can still read some of the work, just acknowledge the time period that H.P. Lovecraft was writing in and how they weren't the best as seeing people equally, etc., etc. So if you don't want to do that, you don't have to worry about it, then I would recommend trying out the works of Victor LaValle. In this case, I have the Ballad of Black Tom, but there's also the fabulous work, The Changeling. Both of these have that kind of atmospheric, disturbing quality to the story. There's spookiness. It's just, yeah. If you're looking for less controversial than H.P. Lovecraft, you could go with Victor LaValle. You'd have that similar kind of vibe as you get when you're reading Junji Ito. There's one story by H.P. Lovecraft in particular that I was trying to think of. Now I can't remember the name of it. But it's in one of the short story compilations. So, yeah, if you're searching, you want to give H.P. Lovecraft a try. I think the one short story compilation I'm thinking of didn't have too much of the controversial stuff. But yeah, you can check these out if you like Junji Ito. You won't have the great artwork that you'll have with Junji Ito, but the stories are pretty good. This just has such a great cover. I love this one. So if you did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll check out some of the recommendations. I will be back with another video doing the same, where if you like, then try, and here's why. I have some ideas already formulated. I just need to put them together, and I don't want to overdo the recommendations with each video. So, you know, here's mine for now. It's like, if you like, then try, here's why. Fine too. But I will have a third one. There's definitely some I'm thinking of that if you really like the manga series, you're gonna probably like the book. Or if you like the book, please try the manga. You know, however you want to view this. These are the stories that when I'm reading, I can feel the other one. I don't know. I like it. And this is always fun. I like to share with people other books that they might enjoy. Whether you're a traditional novel reader and maybe want to branch out into manga, or if you are a manga reader, you might want to try these novels. So that's it for this video. Until next time.